Inside every computer, there is a hidden world. A world of pathways, signals, and silent decisions. A world that never sleeps. A world built on precision, timing, and microscopic architecture. Beneath the surface of metal and plastic, beneath the screen you touch and the apps you open, lies a silent landscape where electricity becomes logic, and logic becomes action. This world is the motherboard, the foundation of everything your computer can do. Every connection, every calculation, every moment of performance begins here. So let's slow down, zoom in, and explore the city of circuits that makes modern computing possible. Imagine the motherboard as a futuristic city, a place where every component has a home, where information travels like traffic, moving through highways of copper and silicon, where power flows like electricity through a living grid, lighting up districts, towers, and hidden alleyways of logic. Every trace is a street. Every connector is a doorway. Every chip is a building with a purpose. Some districts are busy and bright, buzzing with constant activity. Others are quiet, waiting for the moment they're needed. Together, they form a city that never stops working. A city built for speed, precision, and perfect coordination. This city is the heart of your computer. At the center of the city stands a CPU, the central processing unit. Think of it as the mayor, the decision maker. Every instruction, every calculation, every action passes through this one powerful district. This is where choices are made, where data becomes decisions, where raw electrical signals are shaped into meaningful results. The CPU works at incredible speed. Billions of operations every second, each one precise, each one essential. It coordinates the entire city, directing traffic, solving problems, and keeping every district running smoothly. When you open an app, when you load a game, when you click a single button, the CPU is the first to respond. Silent, fast, relentless. This is the brain of the system, the core of the city's intelligence. Next, we travel to RAM, random access memory. This is the city's short-term memory, a fast, flexible workspace where information appears, gets used, and disappears in moments. It holds what the CPU needs right now. Not tomorrow, not an hour from now. Right now. Fast, temporary, always changing. When you open apps or switch between tasks, RAM becomes the active stage where everything plays out. Your browser tabs, your documents, your game assets, all of them live here while they're in use. And the moment you close a program, the memory it occupied is cleared, ready for the next task. RAM is the pulse of the city, constantly shifting, constantly refreshing, keeping the system responsive and alive. Farther out, we reach the storage district. This is long-term memory. Your files, your photos, your operating system, everything you've saved, everything you've created, lives here. Hard drives store data mechanically, with spinning disks and moving arms. Tiny machines writing information like a record player. Solid-state drives store data electronically, with no moving parts, using pure electrical states to hold your memories in silence. Different technologies, different speeds, different designs, but the same purpose: to remember everything. This district is the archive of the city, a library that never forgets, waiting patiently until the CPU calls for what it needs. Whether it's a single document or an entire operating system, storage is where your digital life rests, until the moment it's brought back to life. Every city needs power, and the motherboard receives its energy from the power supply unit. The PSU converts raw electricity into stable, usable power, taming the chaotic current from the wall, and transforming it into clean, precise energy that delicate components can trust. Every circuit, every chip, every tiny transistor depends on this steady flow. Without it, the city goes dark. With it, the entire system comes alive. Fans spin, lights glow, data begins to move. The power supply is the unseen heartbeat of the computer, pumping energy through every pathway, keeping the motherboard's world running, second after second, without hesitation. Along the edges of the city, you'll find expansion slots, PCI Express lanes. These are the growth points of the system, the places where the city can evolve, adapt, and gain new abilities. Graphics cards bring visual power, turning raw data into stunning images and fluid motion. Wi-Fi cards open the gates to wireless communication, connecting the city to networks beyond its borders. Capture cards let the system record, stream, and interact with the outside world in real time. All of them plug into these high-speed pathways, drawing bandwidth like vehicles merging onto a digital expressway. Each slot is an invitation for expansion, a promise that the city can grow as your needs grow. A reminder that the motherboard is not just a foundation. Now we arrive at the city gates, the I/O ports, USB, HDMI, audio, Ethernet. These ports connect your computer to the outside world. They are the bridges between the digital city inside and the physical world you interact with every day. Keyboards send your commands inward. Mice guide your movements. Monitors return images and information back to you. Storage devices carry data in and out like cargo ships, arriving at a busy harbor. Each port has a purpose. Each connector opens a new pathway. Some carry sound, some carry video, some carry power and data at the same time. Through these gates, your computer communicates, collaborates, and responds. Without them, the city would be isolated, alive on the inside, but unable to share its work with the world. The I/O ports are the city's open doors, inviting connection, interaction, and possibility. Deep inside the motherboard lies the chipset, the traffic controller. It manages communication between the CPU, the memory, the storage, and the expansion slots. Every request, every transfer, every movement of data passes through this silent coordinator. The chipset decides which pathways open, which components speak, and how fast information can travel. It prevents bottlenecks. It balances workloads. It keeps the city organized, even when thousands of operations happen at the same time. Without the chipset, the city would fall into chaos. Signals colliding, data getting lost, components waiting endlessly for instructions that never arrive. But with it, the entire system flows smoothly, like a perfectly timed orchestra, where every section knows exactly when to play. When you look at the motherboard as a whole, you see a complete ecosystem. Every trace, every connector, every component, all working together in perfect coordination. Tiny pathways carry signals like veins. Capacitors and resistors regulate the flow like guardians of stability. Chips communicate across invisible boundaries, each one performing its role with absolute precision. Remove one piece, and the balance breaks. A missing connection, a silent circuit, a single failure can bring the entire system to a halt. But when everything connects, the system comes alive. Power flows, data moves, logic becomes action. The motherboard transforms from a silent sheet of circuitry into a living, breathing foundation that supports every moment of computing. Is the unseen architecture behind every click, every command, every creation. The motherboard is more than a circuit board. It is the silent architecture of modern computing. A city of electrons, a foundation of logic, a world built for speed, precision, and possibility. Every pathway is intentional. Every component has a purpose. Every signal contributes to the symphony of computation that unfolds billions of times each second. It is the unseen stage where your apps launch, your games come to life, your ideas take shape, and your digital world becomes real. From the smallest resistor to the most powerful processor, the motherboard unites everything, quietly, flawlessly, without asking for attention. Now you know the city inside your computer, a world hidden beneath the surface, yet essential to everything you do. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next chapter of this digital adventure.